Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today let's take a look at the 2025 Kia K4. This is a GT line. It's finished off in Morning Haze with an MSRP just over $28,000. This is powered by a 2-liter inline 4-cylinder paired to the IVT transmission or intelligent variable transmission, and it pumps out 147 horsepower, 132 pound-feet of torque. That power sent to the front wheels, propelling this 3,100-pound sedan from 0 to 60 in 8.5 seconds. It also has a fuel capacity of 12.4 gallons. You'll expect to see 29 miles per gallon in the city and 39 out on the highway. This also has a wheelbase of 107.1 inches. Its overall length is 185.4. It has a width of 72.8, a height of 55.9, and its ground clearance measures in at 5.3 inches. Now, as far as some of the options go for this particular model, this is equipped with a sport-tuned suspension. It is just in the rear, but you do have that for a little bit more rigidity for spirited driving or just in general to drive this model. Now, working our way to the exterior styling, you'll notice a brushed Kia badge at the top there. There's also a brushed accent running just underneath that from headlight to headlight, where this has a dark housing for all of the lighting, which is LED, of course. In the lower section, you'll see gloss black along with more of the brushed accents, even a sensor for the distance pacing, and then lots of cutouts both in the upper and lower section to provide cooling to all of the components. There's also 2 lines coming down the hood to give it a great look. Now, this model also has a unique set of wheels with the 2-tone and multi-spoke design to them. You'll notice the gloss black works its way from the bumper to the fender flares and the lower side skirt. It's also on the side mirrors, which have more brushed accents and a turn signal. This does have a sunroof up top. There's some more brushed accents on the window trim too, and then very subtle lines that flow down the side. Leading our way to the back, where there's that Kia badge in the middle, along with the backup camera, there's LEDs with that bar that runs right through the trunk, and then you have more gloss black in the lower section and a reverse light too. Now, you can also use the key fob to open up the trunk, and you can use this to remote start it, so you do have that button as well. And there's also the button to the right of the backup camera to release that trunk as needed. Now, for this size, it actually has a pretty good amount of space. As you can tell with the back seats down, that gives you a lot more interior space. There's also some storage and a spare tire underneath the floor. In order to release the back seats, you just pull on those tabs on each side, and then you have one grab handle so you can easily close that trunk. Now, working our way to the back seats, you'll notice there's no traditional door handle in the bodywork. That's because it's up here in that trim accent, so it blends in a little bit nicer. And then for the door panel, you have a little bit of storage along with your window and your door release. And then it's very easy to lock both of these seats up, where this model has 2-tone for the leather seats, which is a really nice look. Now, at 5'10", I'd say I have a good bit of space. You have one storage pocket, you have auxiliaries and some storage in the middle. And then at my height, I have less than a ½ inch of headroom. Now, I could ride around town, be comfortable sitting upright in the back. So it is doable for adults to be in. You also have the armrest with 2 cup holders there and some small windows near the headrests just to give you better visibility around that pillar there. Now, up front, this has all of the window controls, side mirror adjustments. It's even equipped with Harman Kardon for the audio. You get a lot more storage down below. This also comes with heated and ventilated seats, and you get memory seating adjustments. And then all of the seated controls are down on the side. You get GT line in the back of that seat too. And then in the footwell, you have your fuel cap and your trunk release. And now as we start this up, really cool design for the steering wheel with almost a flat top and bottom look to it. You do get paddle shifters as well. And then on the right side, you have mode and tuning, volume, even a favorites button. So you can use that and you have those controls. And then all of the cruise control settings are on this left side, along with being able to go through the digital gauge cluster. So you do have some settings that you can scroll through here. Not a whole lot, but some of these vitals here that you can go into. And when you change to the driving mode from normal to sport, it will change the gauge cluster slightly too, just to give it more of that sporty vibe. Now, on the left, there's traction control with the e-brake. You have dimmer switches and the hood release. There's also one air vent. And then with the infotainment system, you have a lot more to go through. So you do have some physical buttons that you can use down below. And then it is a touchscreen system as well. So you can swipe through all this information and quickly go through it. You'll notice too, this whole left side is fixed. So you have the fan speed along with all of those controls, and you still have physical controls down below. So you can monitor the temperature and the fan speed from there. It is an interesting design because the steering wheel blocks pretty much that entire part of the screen. So you do have to move your head in order to see those adjustments. Now you have volume right in the middle, air vents underneath that, and then there's wireless charging with a lot more auxiliaries down below. When you put this into reverse, you get that backup camera, and then you have drive, and you can shift using the shifter or those paddles. There's also auto hold, you have a shortcut to the camera system, and then you actually have 2 cup holders. So if you need more space, you can hide them away, or you can pop them out in order to place drinks in there. I think that's a really nice integration to see. You get a little bit of storage in the armrest, and then plenty of storage in the glove box. Up top, you just have the rear view mirror and then the dome lights and controls for the sunshade and sunroof, as those are both power operating. And then here's a look at visibility. It's pretty easy to see over both shoulders. You have quite a lot of glass for this smaller car. And so from second gear, here we go. In the new Kia K4, now this is not the turbo, so it doesn't have the higher horsepower and torque figures. That was a nice gradual acceleration, but we did have a turbo several months ago if you want to see what that model was like. But with the Kia K4, I think it's a really nice redesign. I think this is a really good Model 2 for the price, sub $30,000. I also compared this with a few other of the competitors over the last week that I had this. And I gotta say, for the money, you are definitely getting a lot of nice tech features, a really nice upscale, almost like a luxury focused interior for this sedan. So honestly, it blows most of the competitors out of the water with just the refinements and the materials and just what you get with this model. It's been very nice to drive both on the highway and the city, very comfortable vehicle. You also do have a height adjustment for the driver's seat here. At 5'10", I have maybe 3 inches or so of headroom, so you could be a little bit taller than me and still fit comfortably in this smaller size sedan. And aside from that, it's been really nice. All the tech is really easy to use. I will say the one downside is the placement of the AC adjustments right behind the steering wheel. Usually on vehicles that have the dual screens that are connected, that is usually a blank space because it's hard to see. So you do have to peek your head over to the right in order to see that. Aside from that, I think everything else is very nice for this model. So let's put it into sport mode now, because I did have it in the normal setting that first time. So from second gear, we'll do this again. And this is pedal to the floor. And we are just getting up to the speed limit. So I could see it using a little bit more power like the turbo, which is available. So it just depends on your preference with that. The paddles though seem to be pretty responsive too, so it is nice that they are there and functional when you need to use them. And we'll do one more acceleration from second gear. And we are up to speed. So this is what it's like to be behind the wheel for this Kia K4. I will say it does handle very well too. For this front wheel drive non-performance sedan, it seems to take corners very well at just normal speeds. It's not a sporty sedan by any means, even though it has a nice look to it, but this can handle turns very well. So I am impressed with its drive and its ride overall in terms of just being a great vehicle that you can take through some twisty roads, and it will handle and feel pretty solid for that type of driving. Sounds pretty okay too. It's not a loud vehicle by any means, so this is something that, again, meant for daily driving, just being a comfortable vehicle for the price too. It's definitely a great option to go with. And you have a good bit of space for it as well. Seats are very comfortable too. I really don't have any complaints with this model aside from personally wanting to go up to the turbo. This is a very nice vehicle for the price. In a world where a lot of vehicles are twice the price of this and even going up from there, I know kind of more like base model entry-level vehicles are getting more expensive in general. So at least in today's market for 30 grand, this is a really good option to go with. That's going to give you everything. The one thing this does not have is a 360 camera system. So you don't have the cameras in the gauge cluster pretty much all of the Kia and Hyundai models have that, so we are missing that. I'm not sure if that's an option or not, but that is, aside from that, everything else is what you would want from a vehicle of this price. So be sure to check out the comparison videos that I have made with this against some of its competitors as well. And if you enjoyed today's video, give it a huge thumbs up. Consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date with our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.